There comes a time in every person's life when they face doubt, challenges, and uncertainty. We've all been there. Moments when the weight of the world feels unbearable and you begin to question yourself, can I do this? Or do I have what it takes to succeed? These questions have been faced by everyone, from ordinary people to great sages. But remember, it is not our circumstances that define us, but our belief in ourselves. So, hello and welcome to Way to Enlightenment. Today I want to share with you a story from the life of Buddha that illustrates the power of self-belief and how it can transform even the most difficult situations. Stay with us until the end, because we'll learn that it's your belief in yourself that will turn mountains into stepping stones and deserts into beautiful cities. No obstacle is too great if we have faith in ourselves. So, let's begin the story. Long ago, during the time of Buddha, there was a young man full of excitement and eagerness to learn. He had heard Buddha's teachings and decided that he wanted to become a monk, to live a life of peace and wisdom. With folded hands, he approached Buddha and asked, "Buddha, may I become your disciple?" Buddha smiled gently and said, "This path is open to all who seek it. But remember, it requires patience, perseverance, and courage to face the challenges of the mind." The young man nodded, his determination shining brightly. He became a monk, filled with enthusiasm. For 5 long years, he lived with Buddha, learning the teachings, meditating, and controlling his mind. He believed that he had gained enough wisdom and was now ready to meditate in solitude, away from all distractions. He approached Buddha and said, "Buddha, I have completed 5 years. I wish to go deep into the forest to meditate and find peace." Buddha looked at him and, with a reassuring tone, said, "Go, my son, but remember, the greatest battle is not with the world, but within yourself. Never lose hope, believe in yourself, and you will find your way." The monk nodded and left for the forest. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. But as he sat under the trees, trying to still his mind, he found no peace. His thoughts wandered. Doubt crept in. Despite his best efforts, he could not quiet the noise within. "Why is this so hard?" he thought. "I have practiced for so long, yet my mind remains restless. Perhaps I am not worthy of peace." 3 months passed, and his frustration grew. No matter how hard he tried, his mind wouldn't calm down. The more he tried to control his thoughts, the louder they became. After 3 long months of battling his mind, he decided to return to Buddha, defeated and disheartened. When the monk returned, he approached Buddha and said, "Master, I am not worthy of being your disciple. I tried to meditate in the forest, but my mind is like a raging storm. I have failed." Buddha looked at him, not with disappointment, but with compassion. "You have not failed, my son," he said softly. "You have merely forgotten the most important lesson: self-belief. The journey to peace is not without struggle. In fact, struggle is part of the journey. The key is to believe in yourself, even when the path gets hard. Do you know who you truly are? You are the one who pulled water out in the treacherous desert." The monks gathered around, eager to hear the story. Buddha smiled gently and began to share a story from his past life, a tale that would change the young monk's perspective forever. Buddha said, "Long ago, in a distant land, there lived a wise and disciplined merchant. He was known far and wide for his intelligence and calm nature, and people trusted him as a leader. His business often required him to travel long distances, and on one such journey, he set out for a faraway city. This time, he wasn't alone. 500 people accompanied him, each carrying their trade goods in bullock carts. They packed enough food and water for the trip, making sure they were prepared for any challenge. A few days into their journey, they encountered a massive, scorching desert. The sight of the endless sand was daunting. But the merchant, understanding the risks, warned everyone to be cautious and take care of each other. He also hired an experienced desert guide to help them navigate through the treacherous sands. The guide informed them that it would take 7 days to cross the desert. The heat during the day was unbearable for both the people and the animals, so the guide advised them to travel at night when it was cooler and easier to move. Night after night, they pressed forward, steadily making progress. As they got closer to their destination, their food and water supplies began to run low. But they stayed hopeful because they knew they had almost made it. Just one more night, and they would be free from the desert's grip. Then, on the final night, disaster struck. The desert guide, exhausted by the cold winds of the night, fell asleep. The carts, without proper direction, unknowingly veered off course. When the morning sun rose, the travelers were shocked to find themselves back at the very place where they had started. They had spent the whole night going in circles. Panic spread through the group like wildfire. With no food or water left and nothing but endless desert in sight, many began to lose hope. Desperation set in, and some even started to believe that they wouldn't make it out alive. But amidst the fear and chaos, the merchant remained calm. He did not let despair cloud his judgment. Instead, he observed their surroundings, looking for any clue that could help them survive. His eyes fell upon a patch of bushes in the distance. He thought to himself, "Where there are bushes, there might be water underground." Realizing this might be their only chance, he quickly gathered everyone and said, "Do not give up. This is no time to lose hope. We must dig. If we can find water beneath the ground, we can survive. Together, we can make it through this." His words sparked a flicker of hope in the group. Encouraged by their leader's confidence, they began digging with whatever tools they had. Hours passed, and their energy began to fade. They dug and dug, but all they found was dry, hard earth. Frustration mounted, and one by one, people started to give up. Suddenly, someone hit a rock. The sound of stone meeting metal echoed through the desert. Discouraged, many saw this as the final blow to their hopes. "There's nothing but rocks under this desert," they said. "We're finished." One by one, they sat down, overcome with despair. The voices of negativity grew louder, and soon, most of the group had stopped digging. Amidst the murmurs of defeat, he noticed one young boy still tirelessly digging. Despite the exhaustion, despite the hopelessness that had overtaken the others, this boy refused to quit. His hands were blistered, his body was aching, but his spirit remained strong. The merchant approached the boy and said, "You're doing well. Don't lose heart now. You have the strength to make it. Keep going. Just a little more." His words of encouragement reignited the boy's determination. Inspired by the merchant's faith in him, the boy struck the ground with all his remaining strength. And then, something miraculous happened. With one final, powerful strike, the rock cracked open, and suddenly, a stream of water gushed out. It wasn't just a trickle. It was a powerful fountain of fresh water, enough to save them all. Everyone leapt to their feet, dancing with joy, their fear and despair washed away by the life-giving water. The group rushed to thank the boy, praising his courage and resilience. After finishing this story, Buddha turned to the monk and revealed the deeper truth. He said, "In that past life, the young boy who found the water was none other than you, and I was that merchant." Buddha looked into the monk's eyes and said, "That same belief that guided you in the desert resides within you today. The struggle to quiet your mind is not greater than the challenge of finding water in a barren land. You just need to believe in yourself. Return to the forest, but this time, do not go with doubt. Go with faith." With a renewed spirit, the monk bowed to Buddha and ventured back into the forest. This time, he approached meditation with confidence, knowing that self-belief would guide him. As days passed, the monk's mind began to quiet. He learned to observe his thoughts without judgment. He remembered the boy in the desert and the power of belief. Gradually, his thoughts became as calm as a still lake, reflecting the tranquility within. This story teaches us a very important lesson. No matter how hard life may seem, the solution is already inside us. Self-belief is the key to overcoming every challenge. Remember that each one of us holds the power to overcome our doubts. Like the young monk, we may face struggles, but it is our self-belief that will guide us through the darkest moments. So, whenever you encounter challenges, no matter how tough things get, trust that you have the strength to face any difficult situation. Think of the boy in the desert and let his story remind you that your strength lies within, waiting to be awakened. If this story resonated with you, please like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear it today, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting stories and teachings. Together, let's build a community that believes and supports each other in our journeys toward enlightenment, courage, and self-discovery. Remember, believe in yourself. You are capable of achieving anything in the world. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.